Well, I got a couple more flashlights here. These are the Lumintop Prince models. I got these from a viewer months and months and months ago and kind of sat on for a while, kind of forgot about them for a little bit, came back to them, used them. Mostly used the stainless steel one because I like that variant the most. As you can see here, it comes in stainless steel as well as a brass model and a copper model. All right, so in this video I'm going to do a review on this one here, but at the end of the video I'm going to tell you about a giveaway for one of these lights, whatever color you like the most. Whoever wins will get to just pick whatever color they want. So anyway, let's move these out of the way. Just focus on one of these. So here's the Prince, again from Lumintop, a company that's new to me. Thought this is pretty interesting. First impressions was it was hefty, very hefty. Now their specs on the website says they weigh 3.7 ounces. That has to be without the battery. Okay, I put this on my scale with the 18650. That's provided with the light. Came out to 5.5 ounces. Okay, so it's definitely a chunk. It's like carrying a decent size pocket knife. But what I really liked about this a lot, in all three models, they have this lightning strike carbon fiber, which is super, super cool. Nice and classy. Being heavier and, you know, having a pretty cool look to it, I would definitely recommend this more as like a desk light or a house light as opposed to like an EDC or something, even though it has a nice pocket clip on here. Good spring tension. Does hold well in the pocket, only carried a couple days because, again, pretty heavy. For this weight, I'd rather just have another knife on me. The LED in this is the Cree XM-L2U2. One of the downsides to these lights, after testing these, is all three of them had different color temperatures, okay? This one here happens to be a little bit more on the white side of things. I believe it was the copper one, had a very bluish purple hue to it, and then the brass one, I honestly don't remember, but it was a third coloration. I think more of a greenish tint. All right, so the LEDs that are being used in this is just very inconsistent, which I don't like. Obviously, you want consistency in any kind of product. I don't like the kind of crapshoot. Especially for the price. These sell for about $80, okay? Now, because of the materials and everything and the supposed specs on these lights, I would say it's, you know, in the ballpark where it should be. These are supposed to be putting out 1,000 lumens. I have no way of actually testing the light. Compared to other flashlights, I'd say it's definitely close. If it's not 1,000, it's up there in the, you know, 800 range, I guess. There are three different modes here. Okay, so once you click it on, there's a nice clicky switch on the back, which is flush, by the way, so you can tail stand this, which I really like. All right, very stable for that. No issues at all. But once you turn it on, you just, you know, half push to change the modes. So we have a low mode here, and this is 25 lumens for a projected 65 hours. Then medium is 170 lumens for 11 hours, and then that full 1,000 lumens is supposed to be 2.5 hours. Now let me open one of these up to show you this battery here. Okay, and also something else as well. You can see there's a 3,400 milliamp 18650 rechargeable lithium battery. Okay, 3,400 milliamps, actually quite large, so does store quite a bit of energy. They're saying that on high it's supposed to go 2.5 hours, and I personally tested this, and it only lasted about 1 hour and 45 minutes. Okay, so it doesn't last as long as projected. Actually, I want to keep this off to show you this. This is the stainless version. Okay, but you can see it's a stainless finish. The head is fully stainless, but the body here is copper. All right, now let's take a look at one of the other ones real quick for comparison. Let's see, here's the brass. Let's pop the head off the brass one. So the brass does really have a solid brass head, but again, copper body. All right, and as far as the copper one, pop this head off here. And you can see copper body. So they all have copper bodies regardless of the, you know, the coloration on the surface. So I just wanted to point that out. Thought that was interesting. And on all three models, the lightning strike carbon fiber is brass. Okay, so like on the brass model, it's pretty cool because the coloration matches. You know, it's carbon fiber with the brass fibers in there with the brass, you know, head and everything, but has that copper body. And, you know, this one, I like this one overall the best. I think it just looks nicest. But again, still brass, lightning strike, carbon fiber, as well as on the copper model, okay? So just something to point out there. So if you take a look at what comes with this, I like that all these come with a cool sheath, all right, some spare O-rings. The sheath is actually pretty nice. It's a thin leather, but it is genuine leather. All right, and there's a spare side pocket here for an extra cell, which is nice. So if you're in the middle of a project and you're losing power because you forgot to charge your battery or whatever, it is nice to have that spare compartment for battery. It does have a really nice leather covered spring pocket clip, right? So you can put that right in your loop of your pants, or you can put that into the pocket on the side, just depending on how you want to carry it. I do like that a lot. What I don't like though is how this sits in here. It sits completely flush inside. I'm gonna rotate that clip a little bit so you can get it in without grabbing. There we go. All right, so if you look at the side here, just close this pocket. So, I mean, it's not gonna come out at all, but just because of the size of the sheath here, I would rather see it sit like this. Oh, push this up even more. I like the bottom to fit flush like this for two reasons. Number one, there's no gap here, all right, which bothers me. Most people won't care. But what's more important is that you can actually grab the light. When this fits all the way down in here, it's a pain in the butt to get that light. You have to kind of push it in from the bottom to be able to get a grab on that. Okay, so although the sheath is cool, could have been just slightly smaller for a better fit. Okay. So, my overall feelings on this light, I think it's really cool. I mean, $80 is definitely a hefty price tag. I don't necessarily think they're worth $80. For $80, you can get a lot of light. Why you would go with this one, I guess, is just because of the looks of it. I do like that it has, genuine carbon fiber on there, which is pretty cool. Obviously, that'll bump up the expense. It is hefty. That's a big downside for a lot of people. They don't want a super heavy light. So again, as I originally suggested, this would be a better suited light for inside the home or sitting on a desk, especially if you're at the office. If you happen to be a suit and tie kind of guy, or you got a cubicle somewhere, or you have your own office somewhere, this would be a fancy looking light that would sit on top of your desk, look really nice, and obviously be functional. In case power went out at the company or whatever, you can grab it and go. But for EDC, definitely not. I would stay away from this. There's just too many other options that are better for a variety of reasons. But overall, not a bad light though, I have to say. So, speaking of which, the person who sent this to me mentioned that I can give one of these away. So, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to give one of these away. You guys can pick whatever color you want. There'll be one winner. All you have to do to enter is post comments down in this video. Obviously, share it with people who you actually like, who want a chance to win as well. I know that makes, winning yourself a little bit less likely. But, there's going to be one winner and a lot of people who don't win. That's just kind of how it goes. But again, all you have to do is post a comment. I'm going to have this contest run to the end of September. So on the beginning of October, I'll announce the winner. And then once I contact you, you can tell me which color variation you like, whether it's the brass, the stainless, or the copper finish. So that's it. Good luck to everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.